Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It is Wolf, and I'm here to give you a updated version of my tutorial video, of my previous tutorial video. Basically this is going to include the new stuff, some of the old stuff, and updated quality so that you're not watching the horrible video that was previously made. Unfortunately I am doing this one by myself, but we'll make do with what we have. The first thing I'm going to do is go through the actual tutorial that the Havoc gives you so that you can see what they're missing, and then I'm going to go over it. So first you're going to spawn here when you first start. Welcome to the tutorial. Resource packs, kits, compass and map, thirst, infection, money and shops, warps and TPA, looting, levels, the chat, and equipment. And then that's the end of the tutorial. Notice they don't tell you anything about bases, warps. They don't really mention much of the new stuff because this tutorial is heavily outdated. So we're going to go over everything that this tutorial is missing. First off, I'm going to go over the questions that most of you like to ask, and the stuff that I have not gone over in the previous tutorials so that you all have a update. The things I forgot to mention last time, you can find cars anywhere. I know I forgot to say that, but a lot of people yelled at me in the comments. You can use the slot machine at spawn or /SZ, and they are right here. You get money. As of right now, in my opinion, the slot machine is better than the crates because of the new Storm Shock, which looks like this. And it's basically a Barrett 50 cal with a couple additions like damage over time. I'm pretty sure it blinds for 2 seconds. And I think that's all it does. It's a pretty good weapon. The lightning axe is nice too, it goes with the set. We're going to start off with bases. We're going to work our way down the ladder. First things first, how do I get a base? You use materials, aka wood, cloth, and metal. Metal will be the easiest to get out of this. You can get metal from pretty much anything. You could scrap a bike, a gun, and you get metal for it. How do I access my base or get to my base after I have left the area? In spawn and safe zone only. You could do /base, click, shows your bases, and you just go to the one you want. To put materials in, a lot of people don't know this, you can shift click with an inventory full of that, and it'll put it all in at once, instead of having to individually put that in. My recommendation for bases, upgrade your walls first, and then gunsmith and armory, as they are the 3 most important things you're going to want in a base. What does the gunsmith do? The gunsmith and the armory do basically the same thing, but one makes guns and one makes armor. It will make one every 6 hours. No matter how much you upgrade it, that time does not change. It will always be 6 hours. The level of the armory and gunsmith will depend on the stuff you get. Using the base GUI, which is the beacon, you can go to structures and check what it does. So the army at max level, which would be 5, shows your percentages. Same with the gunsmith, and that is what you will get, along with what you need to get to it. How do I raid a base? With explosives, C4 looks like this. You throw it using left click, and then you press right click to detonate. Obviously I can't raid my own base, but that would be how C4 works. You can also raid with rockets or grenades, but the grenades are morely for testing base health because the grenade itself does 6 damage. A single C4 will do 1000 damage, and a single rocket will do around 200 damage. Next we're going to go over vaults. You can only access your vaults in bases and safe zones. You cannot, do /EC like most servers, unfortunately. The vaults look like this. You get, depending on your rank, you get more, but you could buy this one for 100k. Seems like a lot, but it's not hard to get. And then, of course, your standard vault. When you first start out, these two first rows are going to be locked. This is unlocked with level 10, I think, and this is unlocked with level 15, if I'm correct. Your level would be right here. And as that goes up, you get more rewards. When you level up, you could do /level. This is one of the new things that was added. And it will bring up your level GUI. You don't have to click all these individually. All you have to do is click one, and it will claim all your previous rewards that you haven't claimed yet. Pretty convenient. I'm going to go over this new server real quick that they added recently, called TMD Inferno. Basically, it's mostly the same as the other TMDs, except it is not pay to win. For instance, you cannot use the net... Well, actually, let me go over that later. You cannot use... I want to kill these people real quick. Hello, sir. Hi, Jacob. You're dead. By the way, that's comboing. You cannot shoot me and be friends with me. That's not how this works. And then when you run into the forest, are they following me? I'll go over comboing later in the video. Is that a guy? Not anymore. Alright, now that we're out of combat, I'll go over comboing. I'll go over almost everything that I can think of in this game that I have not included in the other video, along with more detail, as the last video was kind of rushed, as we had a time frame on when my 3 friends that were in the video, they had to go at some point, so I couldn't be as detailed as I wanted to. While I'm doing this, when you enter the perimeter of safe zone, you can do /SCE. You do not have to type the full enter word. Did you jump again? Really? Oh, it's... Goodbye. I know who that is. You do not have to type the full word. You could type /SCE instead of enter, and it will do the same thing. What am I missing? We'll go over comboing right now, since that's all that's on my mind, apparently. So, most of you probably use a scroll wheel. Some of you who play a lot of Hypixel will probably use hotkeys. I use hotkeys. Look kind of like... not that. Kind of like that. Basically, you want to be able to combo your guns to do more damage. Most of you will like spamming a gun, you grab your Gatling or your AK and you're like, oh, that does a decent bit of damage. But if the player is decent, they're not going to die from that. They're going to know to instantly heal that painkiller button and get that nice regen too. Now notice, there's a little delay between those shots. If you double bar, for instance, you get rid of that delay entirely, and you're able to do more damage and shoot faster using regular guns. Keep in mind, if you're decent at aim, each of those Barrett shots that I just shot would have done 13 to 20 damage, versus just 13 damage a second, when I could have done, what was that, maybe 30, or like 40 or so. A lot of damage. Comboing is the key to this game. You also have to remember to heal. If you are, in my recommendation, below 5 hearts, right there, you better pull up that bandage keybind and just start spamming it. Syringes are very important in combat and in the game in general, as each of them... I didn't get... Okay, I think I'm missing one, but they give speed, absorption, and resistance. That resistance is very helpful, the speed is helpful, and that helps you survive into the 3 hearts. If you want to have a chance at living through a battle with a decent person, you're going to want a syringe on at almost all times, and a painkiller. Because that resistance plus that regen 2 makes you decently hard to kill. Now, most people fight in Riot. I don't like fighting in Riot. I'm used to playing in Jug. But let's say you're first starting out on Inferno, or in general, probably just starting out, and you're probably going to be in Military or Riot. Riot's going to be the best for you right now. Riot is squishy, but it depends on how you play with it. If you are a good strafer, like you're good at doing this and stuff and dodging shots, you'll be fine in Riot. If you have decent aim, you'll be fine in Riot. You just can't tank in Riot. You cannot. By the time you pull out that bandage, you're probably already going to be dead, depending on how good the shooter is. So Riot could be your best friend. So I would say go Riot. Jug is actually really hard to get on TMD Inferno. There's a lot of people on. TMD Inferno is it's the free-to-play version of TMD PvP1, which is called Ragnarok. Basically, if you /kit, no matter what your rank, no matter how long you've played, everybody gets the same kits. You share kits. And they got rid of the pay-to-win features of the kits, aka you getting a Jug piece every single day as a Titan, or tracker, which could track anybody anywhere in the map. You know, those OP stuff. They got rid of that. This is a more fair version of the game. There is 2 or 3 ways to get Jug out here. One would be the Juggernaut supply drops, or the weaponry. You can get them from any. So supply drops, we'll say. You call them at a safe zone at a platform. We'll go Malo, because that one's easy to see. And these platforms have a brewing stand on it, depending on your texture pack. I don't use the normal texture pack, obviously, so I don't know what it looks like on your guys' screen. But at every safe zone, there is a platform that looks just like that. Supply drop location. You'll right-click it, you'll call it. Be careful. The second you call that supply drop, it's going to say it in the chat, and give everybody a click here option to TP to the safe zone that you called it at. So if you're going to call supply drop, you gotta be careful not to attract attention, or do nobody's online. But you want at least 10 people online, because you want the coins. Coins are pretty helpful. What you call it? The supply drops are available mostly only through the shop, but at level 38 you get an armory supply drop, so you can get them from leveling. It's just pretty hard to. It's level 1. Hold on, let me check real quick. Yeah, you can only at level 38 is where you get your first supply drop, so they're pretty hard to get. But TMD Inferno made it. This is the only somewhat pay-to-win factor, and that is, if I go to crates here, and then you have a rank, you get a monthly bonus, and that is the current monthly bonus. You get supply drops from this. Now, it's not super overpowered to the extent that people can steal your drops, so, like, technically, like, no matter what, you get the coins, it's not that bad. But people can steal the drops, so it's somewhat fair. But the boosters help everybody too, so it's pretty evened out. The only thing I would call free to play on, or pay to play on this, would be the loot boosters. When you do /boosters, this is how you open up your boosters. And it'll open up your boosters. You get global and loot boosters. These loot boosters, they're the second way to get Jug and legendary items. But they're also the only way you can get a Ripper. If you don't know what a Ripper is, you know how you all have been mining wood, mining trees with an axe, and it takes forever to get that wood for your base? A Ripper mines wood instantly. Just zoop, done. The Ripper is also is pretty rare to get. It's like a 1 or 2% drop per crate, or like per loot box. And the loot booster only lasts for a half hour, so you have to really pick where you're going and be lucky. Not too many people have a Ripper. I'm not going to open my vault because I don't want to flex. But the rippers are pretty hard to get. At the moment on Inferno, they sell for around 500k. My friend sold one for 700k. They're pretty expensive, but you can find them. But it's a kind of pay to play since you have to buy the boosters to get the ripper, and the boosters are $5 each. So in that sense, this server's pay to play. But other than that, it's a pretty good free to play server. Now the next thing I want to go over is the wars. I can't actually show you because it hasn't started yet, but if you do /war, they'll say in chat when it's going to be, what number it is, all that. This one's actually starting at 2 hours. I gotta participate in that. The wars will, as far as I know, this is a beta version of wars. You make a team, and there's a cap spot with a beacon at a designated location that will tell you in chat when the war starts. Your team has to fight off the other teams and hold that point. It's basically King of the Hill. And that, the more time that you cap that area, the more points your team gets. You also get points depending on the people you kill and the armor they're wearing. I like their idea on that. So if you kill like a naked, you're not going to get that much. You kill a riot, you'll get a decent bit. You kill a jug, you get like 10,000 points or something. I don't know. Like, that's a good system. At the end of every season, which I believe is 1 or 2 months, I don't remember, you get seasonal prizes, which is like vouchers and stuff that you can use on the store and virtually get free stuff, like free boosters, maybe buy a rank, whatever you guys want. And that's pretty good. Other than that, that's all the wars are. The wars can get a little bit drama. A lot of people will be angry in chat. You might want to turn your chat off when you do the war. You also got to be aware that there's going to be a lot of good people at the war, and if you're not too sure how good you are at PvP, then it might be best to stay out, as you have to consecutively win multiple wars to get the prizes. Teams. On Inferno, the max team limit is 6 now. It used to be infinite on Ragnarok. I think it might still be. But on Inferno, it is 6. This is due to because of the wars. So if you have a team above 6, not only does your team start taking damage, like friendly fire turns off or turns on, you're able to hit your teammates. But it would also be an unfair advantage in the war, since the limit is 6. So a lot of people also ask, how do I see teams? How do I make a team? You just do /team to see your own team. There you go. If you're not in it, /team. I cannot spell today. Okay, that didn't work. If you're not in a team, it'll give you a bunch of commands for it. /team info is actually to see other people's teams. So for instance, I want to see who this other mythical is. If it doesn't say anything, that means he's not in a team. If I do, there's nobody in a team. There we go. See, it would show the people in their team name, who they're led by, so and so. And that's pretty much how teams work. You have to be in a team to cap at the wars. If you're not in a team, I don't think you get points. At least your team doesn't. Only you would get points. What am I forgetting? Alright, materials. So... Go. Sorry, dads. What was I talking about? Materials, right? So base materials would be like, to get cloth, you could scrap pretty much anything that looks like cloth, like these duffel bags. Get 24. And you get cloth from that. Same with this riot stuff, you know, you get metal. Pretty much anything is metal. Look at all that free metal. And virtually, you're gonna shift click. There you go. I believe, yeah, these show you how much. I don't want to upgrade you. It shows you how much of each material you need for the upgrade, and how much money. Did I turn my sprint off? I did. To get wood, actually need to borrow a ripper real quick. Anything that's wood, you could just shift click with the ripper, instant mine, and you get wood from that. Or you can go to certain locations on the map, and you could scrap stuff into wood. Put you back. Now not virtually, how this works, hold on. Let me see if I can find a melee real quick. You know what, you can just slash shop it. And anything on this side, besides the knives of course, and the pickaxes, these are for mining metal, these are for mining wood. I don't know what the hell these are. I think they're all throwable weapons. But I'm gonna take a fire axe, sure. And it's basically the same, it's just slower. Like, a lot slower. And you get less wood too, so it's not fun to grind for that. The best places to get cloth, there is an area outside Burke's. If my chunks want to load in, there we go. And it looks somewhat like this. Actually, well, it is this, but that building right there, it's like 800 blocks straight north from Burke's. That is a big cloth farm. The best place to get wood would be Hilltop. The entirety of the walls are made out of wood. Actually, I will show you. /warp. The best place to get metal, any tier 4 loot zone, aka prison, sanctuary, asylum, CDC, chem plant, nuclear power plant, all those places, good places for metal. But if you could tell here, if you have a ripper, it's risky to do this, but it's helpful. The entirety of Hilltop's walls are made out of mineable wood and make a absolute frick ton of wood. Anybody here? No. Back to the safe zone. The best place to get, or no, we already went over material. I'm losing my mind. The hell am I talking about? What am I missing? I guess we'll do voting first. You can do /vote. I gotta vote real quick, but I'll do that later. You can get vote rewards, and overall you get decent stuff, aka lightning set, the new storm shock, a lightning supply drop, which is OP, and legendary crates, stuff like that. And a voucher too, so you can get like a free rank if you vote every time during the month. Now there's been a lot of speculation about this. Sorry I'm jumping around everywhere, I'm going off what I think of first. I don't script my crap out. A lot of people say just because you're mythical means you're pay to play. You could get mythical for free. You can get it from a crate, you could get it from voting, or you could buy it on sale. I'm pretty sure I got mine during some big sale. I paid like, I don't know, $30, $40 for it. It was really cheap. The, on Team D Inferno, the only thing mythical does is, actually I could show you at spawn, hold on. The only things this rank does are basically cosmetic with slight help, I guess. So if you go to spawn, or if you're at spawn, by the way, that is the war event thing. Where's the ranks? They're somewhere. There they are. Let's say I'm mythical. Can I not click you? Hello? Sir? Can I? Okay, I guess I have to manually do it. Mythical in itself, you get /feed, /thirst, /near, which I'm gonna go down for that. It basically shows every person a 200 block radius. So /feed, /thirst, /near, /spawn, which that's how I got here. /needs, which heals both thirst and hunger. /heal, which just basically cures your infection, brings you to full health and thirst and hunger. And cooldown reduction. So like TPs are like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. TPA here's stuff like that. So all the cooldowns are lower. And that's pretty much what all mythical does. Sure, you get a monthly bonus, but think about it, that's once a month. That's not like a regular thing. And a lot of people do have myth alts, and that's fine and all, because they're gonna have a fun time going through the migration process. But overall, that's about it for the perks. You don't get much on this server. We share kits. Now, if I were to go to TMD or Armageddon, PvP1, the big server, you know, where all the drama happens, everything's a little bit different. On here, you have like /repair, /shop, /warp, like everything else. And the repairs are pretty OP, you have to think about that. You guys have no way of repairing jug armor, or like if you get a set and that thing's at 10 dura, you're screwed, or unless you risk your set having somebody else repair it for you. We do it on our own. Freaking, if I'm in a good dura set actually. And it will repair your melee too. It fully repairs your armor and melees. I don't want to look for one. Why am I getting... My frames always drop here. Let me go to a different save zone. There we go. Now, I believe I'm missing a couple things. Hold on, let me think here. I guess I could describe the server types. So PvP1, aka Ragnarok, the one I'm on right now, is usually the main PvP server. It's where most things happen. It's where all the PvP is, all the called out wars, all the, you know, where most people have most of their stuff, and where most of the commands and stuff are added. It's the main server. There's always a lot of drama here. There's always a lot of stuff going on. But sometimes that's part of the fun, especially if you like being toxic. I'm not encouraging it, but you know what I mean. Now, PvP 3, as I described, is, to put it very, very simple, is the chill version of PvP 1. There's decent amount of people, more than PvP 2 died a long time ago. There's only PvP 1 and PvP 3 now. Inferno is mostly non-ranked people. I'm usually probably going to be the only ranked person you see on that's not during a war. Except for probably a couple of my teammates. And possibly the other team that I don't want to mention. It's pretty chill. It's way more fair. It's, you know, it's a mellow server. It's nice. Personally, I would recommend starting out on Inferno if you want to get the good TMD experience without being absolutely molested by all the pros on PvP1. It's a nice place to start out. I highly recommend starting there. If you are just learning the game and want to just, you know, check out the map, look at the sites, level up, stuff like that, you can go to PvE, which is no PvP, only zombies and bandits. And by the way, the bandits have aimbot on here. If you like looting, I do not recommend going to Hartsfield. You're just guaranteed. I've seen people in full riot just die in 3 seconds to bandits, and granted, it was hilarious as hell. It's not pleasant. Now, the main I'm jumping around again. The most people ask me what is the best place to loot. The 5 tier 4 areas: Kempland, Sanctuary, Prison, CDC, and Asylum. Asylum is a pain in the, you know, to get to because you have to cross the ocean, and if you are like me in 1.8 and you don't have 1.15 swim, you know, that nice sprint swim thing that the new update has, it'll be a very long journey for you, and it will take roughly 10 minutes to get there every single time. And then, like, if you don't have a rank, it'll take like 10 minutes. That's 20 minutes of just swimming. Like, no one wants to do that. So I don't recommend Asylum. It's also not that great of a looting spot depending on what you're there for. Like, it's good for gas cans and nothing else really, pretty much. That's about it. Sanctuary is decent, and I mentioned in my other video it's the best loot place to loot. I have to take that back as they nerfed the bag spawns and the loot. So it's not as good as it used to be. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's not as great. Prison is the war zone of the tier 4 areas. So if you're going to prison to loot, beware that there's almost always going to be somebody there or on their way there at
cheese one.
It will be the most popular place to be. Which one? CDC is not the best loot spot, and it's not the best area to be in since you'll get absolutely harassed by zombies. The CDC is in Atlanta. Ah, frick! I lost my train of thought. Parents, am I right? The chem plant though. A lot of people don't know where chem plant is, and it's roughly risky to be there. It's slightly hard to find because it's near Sync. I'm pretty sure you can track it on your compass. The there's nobody on actually. Hold on, let me switch servers. Dang, there's a lot. That's great. That's my birthday. Hello, sir. Anywho, let's say I wanted to go to... Which one of you are there? Sure. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The secondary best place to get wood is Visco. They removed the bookshelves in the save zone. You can't, like, hold on, let me show you. A lot of people used to farm these bookshelves for infinite wood, and virtually it kind of broke the economy. Granted, rippers in general broke the economy, but these used to all be bookshelves, and each bookshelf gave like 2 to 3 wood, and since the ripper is instant, that's like a stack every 5 seconds. Like, look at all that. You know how OP that is? And it restocks every like 7 minutes. OB. There's actually a secondary library not far from this save zone. It's actually by my base over here, and it's actually has more bookshelves than what's in there. I don't want to show you guys, no offense. It's a private loot spot. I gotta keep my wood, you know. So that's basically the places for wood. You see in the cloth farm, and of course every tier 4 area is a sirs. And it's nice of you to drop in. Missed every shot. Okay, you're dead. You're dead too. Sorry about that. I think that guy's cursing me out in like Vietnamese or something. Oh, you're a whisperer. By the way, the whisperers are basically people. They do a lot of damage. Doesn't really matter what you're in. Alright, time to get out of here. You can avoid zombies with a Whisperer's Mask. I wish actually I had somebody on right now so that I could show you the PvP mechanics of the game. But unfortunately I am recording this by myself, and I'm hoping that the recording doesn't blank out halfway through like the last one did. What am I missing? Before I killed those 2 people. I don't freaking know. Me and my 7D Durst set. Probably not gonna live too long. The I guess I'll go over PvP mechanics while I'm here. I'm not going Warzone to show y'all how that works. Basically, the 3 main weapons you're gonna want as a combo in general, it's gonna be Bar, Dig, and usually I have a Spas. So let me improvise here. Hold on. Do I have stuff here? I do. This will be your main loadout, and this will usually be a katana, if I can find one. Do I have one? No, I don't. Basically, I use the lightning axe because it's a katana with concussion, so if none of you are accustomed to fighting with nausea. Back off. This thing, you'll hate it. Basically, a combo will work, as I showed you before, except with the spas, of course. This is how it would be in Warzone, if you do a jug fight. It's going to be bar, spas, or dart, bar, spas, dig. I do mine like that. That's my combo. And it's... works like that. It doesn't always go off with the spas. That's why I don't like using the spas. The spas is kind of delayed. But overall, it works. I'm a double bar fan. I like damage. And, you know, that overall. Let me go over some of the stuff I missed out on. Max number of bases. So per person, unless you have ults, of course, the max limit a person can have, like, own, is 5 bases. But there is a glitch around this, and I don't know if it's allowed, but people still do it. If you claim a base as an alt, and then do /base transfer ownership, and then the name of your main account, you can transfer the ownership of that base to your main, and you will virtually have an infinite amount of bases that you own. Not many people know that, or at least not the new people. To new players, if you are just starting out on the server and you want a nice safe place to like loot or learn the game or the mechanics, I highly recommend starting out on Warzone, and then when you come here, probably Herschel's Farm would be a nice place for you to go, since there's not too many people, there's not an overwhelming amount of zombies, and there's still some decent loot there. It's a nice place. If you are looking for a base, I don't recommend, but if you need a base, this is the place you want to go. This is called Maxwell, as you can tell by the save zone. And they basically, in the new update, they stuffed an absurd amount of bases into these little areas. As you can tell, every single one of those spots right there is a place to build a new base. It's insane. But that's fine. But the problem with this is they've added splash damage. So what that means is, let's say you were raiding this base, not only are you going to be hitting this base, but you're going to be hitting... Hold on, let's take a look here. You're going to be hitting that base, and maybe that base. So you're raiding 4 bases at the same time. So that might be good if you want to get profit out of a raid. Like, you're like, oh, I'm going to hit 4 bases, I'm going to get a lot of loot. Granted, you will. But also, think about it this way. Let's say you have 4 bases or 3 bases right next to each other, like so-and-so. And they're all like 10 blocks away from each other. Somebody raids your base, they're raiding all your bases. And that'll screw you up pretty bad. So I like to spread my bases out, so that if they're raiding one of my bases, they're only raiding one of my bases. And most of my bases are pretty much empty, so most people don't, get anything from my raids anyway. Not that I've ever been raided. Freaking people leave me alone out here. XP farming. So a lot of people ask, what's the best way to get XP since the new... Hey, he got him banned. Since the new update. Personally, the best way to get XP is bandits. But people will make fun of you for having an absurd amount of walker kills. Because they'll just call you a PvE player, and that depends on if you care or not, but that's just preparing you for what you might hear. But if you're okay with that, then sure, farm bandits, just try not to die, make sure you use barricades and barbed wire, you'll be alright, you'll make levels real fast. The secondary way which is the way I like to do it, is killing people. Not to sound like a murderer or none, I mean, I kinda am, but... The best way is, or my best way is killing people, because every person drops like 500k XP, or not 500k, bruh, like 500 XP, and it's roughly like 1% a level, or 1% of your level per kill, depending on your level. So like for me, it's like 2 or 3 per kill for 1%, which is fine. I mean, I knew it was gonna take a while. And over time, that level will build up, and the higher that level usually means the more feared you'll be, unless people know you. Like, The people that know I'm decent know that I'm a damage doer, but I don't tank that much, so I'm relatively easy to kill because I'm all, you know, I don't press that bandage keybind, and that's usually my weakness, which I am working on because I'm still getting used to heal keybinds. Anywho, how to craft C4. Let's not forget about that. First thing you're gonna need is a circuit, and then you're gonna need a gas can. If I could find one, hold on. Let me just. I don't think I have a gas can on me, but basically it would go in like that, and then a gas can right here, and then you'd make a C4. And then you can, you know, do as I say and throw, blow up, continue. C4 is the hardest to get in terms of materials, just because gas cans don't stack and circuits aren't that easy to come by. Like, I had more than that, but I used them on some tier 4 raids. Circuits are like 5% chance out of per bag, per only in tier 3, tier 4 loot zones, I'm pretty sure. The only way to get more than that is during, of course, a loot booster, which you'll find Riot in pretty much any bag you ever find, and it's OP as hell. A lot of people ask me, what is the best way to make money in this game? The best way to make money would be to sell tier 4 stuff, or sell the stuff off your kills. So, for instance, in your base you could do I'm pretty sure you could do /shop and press bulk sell. You could just sell this stuff right here, and there you go, like 3.5k just from 6 items. Okay. In terms of base health and rating, a lot of people forget this, and no offense, but your bases get a little bit easy to raid. Metal is going to be your main resource to put into your base. So notice how this base has more metal than anything. I really need to upgrade that. Holy hell. Actually, let me do that real quick. Oh, perfect demonstration. How to upgrade a base. You put money in it. You look at the materials. GUI. Structures. Let's say I want to upgrade walls. It tells me what I need. Click that. Click that. Boom. Upgrades the walls. And you can watch it. It's kind of fun to watch. My game stops lagging. And bam, tier 4 base. And because of how much metal is, that's actually, let me fix that. There, now it's at 150. This is a maxed out tier 4 base. So there's a way to tell base health without actually rating the base and without being in 1.12 and above, because the server, if you're not in 1.8 for instance, you're not going to see base health when you're raiding. It doesn't show up. It's not in their code. So a way to tell is by looking at the materials in the base. So judging from just the metal, that's all you need to look at, pretty much, just the metal. If you see a tier 4 base and it has 11 to 12k in it, that's already a maxed out base, 150,000 health. Every piece of metal, like individual piece, is roughly like 10 health, I think. And a 64, that's like 640 health per stack of metal, and that really stacks up. We're just gonna ignore that guy in chat. Is he still spamming it? No, he's not. Be careful of your bases. You have to leave upkeep in them. Just because you can upgrade a base doesn't mean you should. So for instance, like right here, it only has 7k. If you look at the beacon on top, right there, it'll tell you how many daily upkeeps you have. This one has 4. If that reaches 0 and you're not paying attention, or if it's glitched and you sometimes you have to double check it, that base will degrade. And basically what that means is you can throw a grenade at the walls of an unclaimed base, break in, and they can steal your stuff. A lot of people actually don't know that, and I've gotten a lot of free stuff that way. If a base is unclaimed and you don't see a hole in it, just grab a grenade or any explosive you can, throw it at the wall, it'll blow a hole into it, and you can have access to the storage. It's a pretty fun tip. wood is the hard. Actually, depending on if you have rubber or not, I should say, cloth is your hardest material to get. Wood is second, and of course, metal is the easiest. The reason why I say cloth is the hardest is because there's areas where you can absolutely farm wood and get duffels and duffels and duffels at you know at a time, and it's OP depending on where you go. Cloth, on the other hand, you cannot really farm. There's no way to actually get cloth unless you individually loot duffel bags, military armor, cloth armor, stuff like that. You have to individually loot and scrap it, and that takes time. That takes a while, so it's gonna be a bit. What else do I need to demonstrate? I should probably do this. That's hello. There we are. Alright, so you see that tire? Grab a sledgehammer if you need some metal. This is not an ideal way to get metal. Does this not work anymore? Okay, hold on, let me try somewhere else. Let me try this thing. Okay, it works on this. So you can use a sledgehammer or some kind of blunt tool, and you can mine these tire-looking things, and they give you metal. It's not an ideal way to get metal. It's more or less if you're just starting out and you need, you just want to be in the comfort of your base. One big thing I need to address, and this is because this is not in the rules. These rules, the Havoc rules, are heavily outdated. Somebody just won a storm shock. The rules are heavily outdated, so I'm going to go over what is new in the rules that's not added, and what's not. Now, a lot of people probably aren't going to believe me in this video, and I don't blame them, but keep in mind, I could always grab a staff in here if you'd like, or an ex-staff. I'm actually an ex-staff. I used to be an apprentice. I was supposed to be a helper, but some stuff happened. So, first thing in the rules that people don't like to admit. Notice how I could shoot in the base, right? Let's say there's a person out there, he's in the tree. He's allowed to hit me while I'm on these walls. You're allowed to hit on the walls. If you are in the base, he physically cannot shoot you because you are invincible. But I could shoot him. That is called a base glitch, and it is a 3-day ban if you do it. And I've noticed a lot of you doing it. No offense to call anybody out. That is base glitching. There is a couple other glitches that are bannable. For instance, if you come up to a fence, I can't actually do it because I don't need another warn. But if you go up to a fence, it's like a kind of like glass pane looking, and you grab a bike or a car and you ram it into the fence, and you pick up you get in the car and get out. It'll put you on the other side. That's called fence glitching. That's also not allowed. That's also, I'm pretty sure, 3-day ban if you abuse it. That's another one. Obviously, the usual ones. Macros aren't allowed. Chat spamming's not allowed. The usual stuff. What else did they not add? Oh, you are not allowed to raid on your walls. So, for instance, if I want to raid that base right there, and I have an RPG, pretend this thing's an RPG, and I'm aiming it, I'm shooting it, that is illegal. I am not allowed to do that. I have to physically be on the ground by your base in order to raid that base. If I am caught, it would be a ban. Not a ban, it would be a warn for the first, 2 offenses, and then it would be a ban. You are allowed to raid multiple bases at the same time. Supposedly the splash damage was meant to be here. I don't know why. I don't know what they were thinking. But you are not allowed to raid on your walls. There's some glitches on Warzone that I cannot show you, but another storm shock, Jesus. That's an OG name. Hello, Sir Sabotage. Hey, there's a lot of people on. Usually, Inferno's not this popular. Usually there's 20, 30 people on, which is good. It's chill. Notice how it's actually pretty chill right now. There's no toxicity in the chat usually, except that. It's pretty chill on here, and that's nice. That's why I play here. It's comforting to know I'm not gonna get yelled at by every other person. Granted, people hate me when I kill them, but that's just part of the game. don't like it, go to PvE. No, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm gonna make a separate video to show combat mechanics, aka like actual fights of comboing, so that you guys get a better picture of it. But as of right now, I think I've covered most things. I don't think I got everything because I put together this last second, but you know, you guys get the. Oh, I guess I can add one more thing. The stats of the base do, what you call it, measure how much the base is to claim. So like you rate a base, let's say it's these stats. When you raid the base, the walls, those are gonna be level 1. That doesn't add to the price. This base alone is probably gonna be roughly 100k, maybe 7200k, one of the two. A fully maxed out base, not with walls not included, will be 2.7 mil to claim. Walls included will be roughly 4-ish, maybe more, maybe 5 mil to claim. It's insane. And as you can tell, freaking, there's only like one guy who can claim that, which is my friend. But that's how you measure stats and stuff like that. To give you a tip for bases, do not upgrade your farm. Unless you want to be an absolute dick and add to the price of the base, the farm serves no purpose. I'm pretty sure you can't sell carrots, and even then I'm pretty sure they don't sell for much. So I would recommend not. Also, pro tip, don't upgrade your storage unless you have an absurd amount of stuff in it, because upgrading your storage will make you a target. Like, if you see somebody with a level 4 storage, that's like 9 pages of crap or like 9 pages of stuff. You don't upgrade a storage unless you have stuff to have, right? So obviously that's going to kind of make you a target. You don't have to claim the base to take the stuff out of the storage, by the way. I could just raid it and take it. So don't think you're safe. This is going to be like, this is more about like a hack, not a hack, but like a life hack or something. You can tell how somewhat, actually no, this is more biased, but if you slash stats somebody, like slash stats, I don't know, he's not on. You can usually tell how long they've been playing or how good they are at the game, aka their stats, their KDR, stuff like that. Or you could somewhat tell by their level whether they've played a lot or not. If I compare myself to this man, I have a slightly better KDR than he does. You can usually, nothing goes to skill. There's a lot of people that play in alts, and those alts, you won't know who they are and they will kick your butt. But not very many people alt on PvP 3 or Inferno, which is another reason why I like to come here. All the alts are on PvP 1. The concept of this game mode version was to be more free to play to the newer players and follow Minecraft's ELO, which they're not. I hate to break it to you, they're not. Other than that, I don't think there's much to show. I can't think of anything that I'm missing. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'd show you how to claim a base, but it's pretty self-explanatory, and I don't have room for another base. But I guess I'll trim it down for you. You take the materials on you, 4 stack or like 5 stacks of every material, and you just go to the spot you want. Let's say you want to go right over here. Ow. Also, sorry this seems boring. I'm still learning how to edit, so my videos aren't edited. But you come right here, and you just type /base claim with 18k in the materials, and it'll build your base. It's gonna ask you type the name, or pick the theme, and unfortunately it doesn't show you the theme until you actually click it. So once you click it, you're screwed. But it's not that bad. All the themes are kind of nice. I prefer military base out of all of them. That's just my opinion. I believe that's all there is to show. Oh wait, no, there's one more thing I gotta show you. So, coins. Coins do not work on PvP 3. This is to add to the free-to-play. You could do /coin shop, and the only thing you could buy is like some emblem and a camo case. I can't use camo cases because my texture pack doesn't support them in 1.8. But and as a mythical, you automatically get all the cases. So really, you can only buy the emblem. But let's say you go to PvP1 /coin shop here. Look at all those choices you get. You can buy lightning crates, mythical, all the crates. You could buy camo cases. You could buy 3 pretty good kits. This one's got like full military, full riot, the emblem. Like, they're pretty good kits. Notice, actually, I'm really surprised that PvP1 doesn't have more people, but yeah, this is the main server. I'm not joking. I'm actually really surprised. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, you do not act. I've seen a lot of people do this in streams. Just because you go to this guy and he says explosives or he says ammo, doesn't mean he only sells ammo. You could press these arrows right here, and they'll take you to everything else the other shops give you. You don't have to go to just a specific. You don't have to be here and be like, oh, I need ammo, or like I need guns. I have to go all the way over there. Like, you don't have to do that. Also, a big tip to people: if you are new, I wouldn't recommend going off the ladder and jumping off. That makes you a prime target to easily get killed. I would prefer clicking one of these random teleport signs, and they will put you around 150, 200 blocks away from the safe zone. Pretty safe distance, in my opinion. I believe you can /Z. I don't know if it's because I'm mythical or not. I've done this as a non-rank too, I'm pretty sure, so you could /SZ in other safe zones to get to the other safe zones. The difference in kits between PvP1 and PvP3, notice we get more kits, and we get a jug piece and legends with every kit. You got the hunter kit, the OP scrap. It's pretty much one of the biggest difference. I believe that's it. Is that a free? That's a hello, sir. Oh, hello. You saved me the trip. Okay. Some decent loot spots I could recommend, actually, for new players that don't want to find tier 4 areas or don't know where they are. If you come right outside Berks, like right out this ladder right here, and go straight that way, there is a stadium with a bunch of military bags, and if you go northwest that way, there's a big mall with like only military bags. There's a ton of crap in them. It's a good start out place to get your stuff. This is a new thing in the rules too. You are not allowed to advertise IRL deals. You have to do it through Discord now, and they don't support, stuff, so you could get scammed. I don't know if that's important. I just figured I'd include that in there. Hello, sir. Are you in Riot? You are in Riot. You're very tempting, but I feel like you're an alt. /stats. What the hell's your name? That is not your name. Okay, you're not an alt. You're just really stupid. But there's people watching me, so. Hello, sir. You look AFK. I'm pretty sure that's it to show. Anywho, if I miss anything, of course, put it in the comments and I'll respond almost instantly. I don't do much. So, and I'll give you guys a good answer. If you guys would like to start the server, or, I don't know, I'm tired as hell. The IP is, can I advertise it? Mining, no, frick. .com. Yeah, it's basically just that. That's all you have to type. If I press server address, that does not show right. Hold on, let me Can I? Where's GUI? There we go. We'll put that right there. That's the IP up in the top, somewhat top right. Other than that, that's about it. I recommend the server to your friends. I would just watch out. Some of the staff can be a little bit, you know, picky. No offense. Other than that, I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope y'all are doing good. I believe it is the anniversary of 9/11 today, so prayers for our fallen members. And you all have a good day. Thank you all for watching. If you like it, consider liking. I don't care too much if you subscribe, but I would appreciate it if you did. And y'all have a good day.